I'm okay. I just smoked another to the face, yeah. She wanna stay. Singing to your bitch like I was Drake, yeah.
Don't just try to tell me you love me. Can't keep it real if you really don't trust me. Come with a real, you here up in the front, so you get my meals. I'm gunning for the money in the bank. Coming with a dank, scrolling a tank, rolling with a gang. You sit and I on the sideline tripping. I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin.
Yeah. I'm okay.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WishSports.com. I hope that was a hot fight. I was clowning on that one. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin More Racks. We got young Chris, the TD Booth, JB Smooth, the 1s and 2s. Today's a good day, Spinny. It's a damn good day. I can't confirm anything as true, but there are rumors.
Cannot confirm nor deny.
I cannot confirm.
The accusations made against Eazy.
Nor deny. Oh, no. Hey, hold on. Chill right there. But I'm starting the show right off with this one, and I'm sure we're going to talk about it for like maybe 1 or 2 segments. At a certain point throughout the day, we're going to have Mike join the show. Jeff Firefray is going to join the show, debuting the Jarhead.
Yeah, his private pile cut.
We got a little preview. Do you want to give him a preview?
Let's save it. Let's save it. Just because, or should we do the preview? What do you want to do, Spinny?
Don't matter to me.
It's Woodward Spencer ways. You choose.
No. No, we'll make him wait.
Yeah, we'll make them wait.
I mean, they already seen, most of them probably saw it on Big D anyway. So.
Yeah, maybe. Not everybody watches Big D. We got a different audience, you know?
It's true.
Younger folk. But either way, obviously, unfortunate situation happened on Monday night during the Bills-Bengals game. And luckily enough, and first and foremost, I should say that I can't think of his last name. Damar Hamlin?
Yeah.
Healthy. All neuro squeezing family's fingers, eyes are open. They said he couldn't communicate like through talking, but he wrote on a board and asked the doctor who won the game, which is like he's there. You know what I'm saying? Like like the only question like a competitor would ask. You know, that's pretty sweet. That's good news. And him showing that competitive spirit, I guess, gives me hopes too that that rehab is gonna be nothing to him. You know,
smooth.
He's one of those dudes with that type of mentality. It's for
sure.
I obviously don't know him personally. But when I like saw that tweet come out, I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting kind of weird now. I got that fluttery like goosebumps, like dude, you just feel good.
It is a good feeling. It's good to hear that he is responsive, that he didn't suffer any brain injury. Loss of oxygen can easily result in a brain injury or something like that. So it's good to hear that he is responsive. He is alert and able to have cognitive thought in the hospital right now. Still in critical care, but it's getting better, so that is always good to hear. That is always good to hear.
And then one of the situations that stemmed from that, obviously, was the game that night was obviously second nature. It wasn't even a thought in anybody's head. There's no way you're going to go on and compete. Like, one of the toughest part of watching that game was like watching his teammates.
Yeah.
And I remember too, and I think it was somebody got hurt. Paul George. It was Paul George, I think it was the Olympics tryouts or something like that. But D. Rose, who had like just battled back through like multiple injuries, was there to witness it. I just remember seeing like the tears in his face because he had witnessed, he experienced that himself. And that's just an injury. Like this was like
Paul George's injury was real bad too.
It was real bad, but this was a man that had to be resuscitated back to life. Yeah. So like, but it hits you. It took it away from sport. You know what I'm saying? It was like holy-ish. It's like you watch somebody die, and it's not a. You don't like to see those things.
No, you saw the fear in all of their faces, the emotions from both sides, not only the Bills players, but the Bengals players as well. And I couldn't imagine seeing something like that happen right in front of you to somebody, one of your brothers that you go out there with every day, try to get better, or in this going against other teams, and that happens somewhat out of nowhere because it wasn't like he got lit up or anything like that. He just collapsed, and that's the scariest part is you don't know what's going on in a situation like that.
The other bad part too is like again, I guess this is what I was trying to get to initially, and I lost it because I have ADD like a mug, but the witnessing his teammates and going through like the pain of like not knowing what happened, you know what I'm saying? Because they have actual close like personal relationships to them. Because I remember again just feeling that same type of empathy watching D. Rose go through it, and that was like for leg injuries, like watching them go through that, like just hit 10 times harder.
Yeah.
But good news, he's alert, awake, grabbing hands. Chris, did you want to speak on that? I saw you got perked up in there.
No, but I mean, just to add to it, I'm very happy that he's doing well. And the other thing that hits me too is the age. Like 24 is younger than all of us, and so that's something that really hits. I mean, this dude is top athlete, best shape of his life, and to almost lose his life is scary and humbling too at the same time.
100%. And then one of the consequences of that night, again, was the game didn't get finished. So ultimately, things are good now. But the NFL has to take some course of action to figure out the seeding of the playoffs now, because both the Bengals and Bills were one game apart in terms of seeding.
Yeah.
There's a couple scenarios that came out with this situation too, and one of them was winning percentage, which becomes like the most obvious method, obviously, for them to figure this thing out. And I'm reading this directly from ProFootballTalk.NBCSports.com. But obviously, one's per winning percentages. The only difference with that one is that there's not the same amount of equity, obviously, because they haven't played all games. But that would be like the easiest solution. Another solution would be to play the AFC Championship on a neutral site. But which also doesn't make sense to me, because KC has the number 1 seed. Even if that game had taken place, I'm pretty sure KC still holds the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
If one of you guys want to pull up the AFC playoff pictures, I just want to be sure of that before I guess speak about it. And then another situation, which may actually benefit the Detroit Lions, is the AFC playoff bracket is expanded to 8 teams, which then in fairness you would have to expand the NFC playoff bracket to 8 teams, which would then mean the Detroit Lions can still make it in there, despite that Seattle Seahawks probable win this Sunday against the LA Rams.
Yeah. That would make it a true play-in game versus the Packers if they did that, which would be wild. Which we talked about in the back would make sense for the NFL. More money, more eyes, more games. You have another 2 playoff games added to the roster, which would be big for the NFL and for all their sponsors and stuff like that. So I don't know exactly how they're going to do it, but if that is how they end up breaking it down, if that is the situation that they choose to go, then it would open things up for the Lions to make that a true play-in game against the Packers on Sunday. It would make it true win and you're in against the Packers on Sunday.
So all the Lions fans that too big of a hearts and they can't take it if Seattle had win that day, because if Seattle wins, Lions are donezo. Only the Green Bay can make it in, and the Detroit Lions would then have to just play spoiler. But if it's a one time that NFLPA has to approve it, expand to 8 seed playoff, then it's, like you said, true win you're in. You gonna say something, Chris?
Yeah, I was just gonna question: is this taking place this year? If it happens?
Nope. It's a one time. Nothing's for sure. It's just one of the options being discussed by the NFL. And again, they would have to get this approved by the NFLPA, which is like their Players Association. They do all the same stuff that happens with the NBA PA. You know what I'm saying?
I just feel like it's a little late in the year to have this kind of conversation. That's awesome. I figured when I first heard this conversation this morning, this was something that they were planning for 2023 or 24 or whatever.
No, this is a one time. It'd be this year
to fix this situation.
Yep. Oh. And obviously, again, the winning percentage would be like the obvious answer. Like that just makes sense to do. You're going off of percentages at that point.
But you're looking at in the AFC, it's pretty close. Like the Chiefs are 13-3. The Bills are 12-3.
Oh, so the Bills could actually tie the Chiefs, and they actually have the tiebreaker over the Chiefs in that scenario. So they would be the number 1 seed.
Yes.
Get that bye week. That's something that disappeared in the 8th seed playoff as well.
They still have home play.
They still have home field advantage. Yep. But you don't get that week of rest. But like you said, if I'm in the NFL, if I'm on whoever makes this decision, I'm sure Roger Goodell is there and whoever the hell else. Jerry Jones seems to be like the second in command when it comes to NFL things. So that flag got picked up by the Lions, but we won't, I digress. Like you said, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
You profit from so many situations. You're adding 2 playoff games. You have the profits from the tickets, the profits from however you're gonna do a bid on whichever network wants those. And that's a lot of money there. And then the network, I don't know how the ad revenue works. I'm assuming the network bids in the game and then they sell the ad spaces, or maybe the NFL profits from some ad space. I'm not sure how that works down. But then you got you sell stuff at the game, merchandise. You also have the profit of just being in the media longer too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have that week of, I guess, waiting before the conference championships, and then you're still just straight playing through. You're getting talked about more. Guys like us, fatzos, and I'm just kidding, but
ugly pieces.
No, but guys like us are still up here talking to microphones about it too. And I don't know. I just feel like there's so much more to profit from that situation. It just comes down to the NFLPA could situate it out too. I guess.
Off, yeah. That'd be impressive. It'd be cool to see. You'd have to. Like you said, that situation would make the most sense. would be adding a playoff game, adding one for these teams that are on the bubble, and really there's no downside to it other than the first seed not getting a bye. Mm-hmm. They might have some pushback, but it'd still be, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. We got to wait to see what they officially do, but it's a real possibility that they just end up adding another playoff game.
100%. And like the situation too, obviously whatever team ends up with that first seed is probably going to be, one of the guys voting against it, one of the guys bitching about the whole situation. Like, this is not fair to us. We deserve the seed. But again, in both conferences, which is crazy, as you expand the season, you think things would be wrapped up by now. But no, the 49ers very much are able to claim the number one seed. The Vikings could still claim the number one seed in the NFC. And same thing we just mentioned to you guys, too, in the AFC. You have the situation with the Bills and the Chiefs. They have no true claim to that number one seed. Either one of the number one seeds are in place right now.
For sure.
So it's like, yeah, you could bitch about it, but it's easily to argue against you because, I guess they have to play out this week and see what happens then. So maybe there's a little bit more of an argument there, but who knows? Maybe they want to rest their guys in that scenario, especially if they have to play, an extra game.
Yeah, it's tough to see there if you have to play in. If you have, man, does that count as an actual playoff game? Because I got a tattoo bet on the line.
Yeah, it does.
It makes it a little easier to happen. So I might have to put an asterisk in that. Pull Jeff Ifrady and get half a tattoo. But no, it's tough. It'd be very cool. That would provide even more intrigue to that game because it makes it a legitimate win and in for both teams.
Yes.
For both the Lions and the Packers. So, man, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do, but like you said, that makes the most sense to me.
Yeah. And actually, I just got a text message from Jeff Ifrady, the guy who's talking trash about. He said he's sick of you talking trash. He actually wants to come on the show a little bit earlier. He's talking about 520.
Okay.
Come check you, punk.
Right.
So I think we're going to make that happen. JB, if you were in charge, take your fandom out of it. What makes the most sense? Be non-biased in this.
No, I agree with the whole, both NFC and AFC both get 8 teams in. And even though this is just an idea, it hasn't been completely proposed or thought out. My whole thought behind it, I mean, why would the NFL turn down more eyes and more money on this type of company, Mm-hmm. And also, if they do plan on going through with this idea, all the details and all the stuff needs to be really defined before Saturday afternoon or Saturday morning at the latest. They need to actually put their heads together and figure out what they're going to do, because
that's a good point.
Everyone's waiting right now.
Yeah, I guess we would find out by at least Saturday, maybe even by tomorrow.
It'd have to come very soon.
Yeah, because that's a lot of a big money decisions that have to be made. Because now that I'm thinking about it, although obviously I'd want the option to happen to where the Detroit Lions have a better odds of making the playoffs, but money is what matters at the end of the day. And yes, we're talking about the league can make money, but you got to think the players have to get paid for those extra games. You have to make sure availability for the stadiums at that point too. I guess that does change, and that's all money situations, tickets.
There's a lot of moving parts for sure.
Yeah,
a lot of moving parts, and like you said, a lot of big money decisions on who wins the bid to host the games, which networks.
Yeah,
and they'd have to get the ball rolling pretty fast if they end up doing that.
100%. You've been doing it.
I have been doing it
2 straights a week, bro. What's going on with you? A diarrhea or something like that. I'm actually going to call a Hefe during the break, see if he wants to come on after this, but not before I tell you guys about Swiss Insurance, all right? Be sure to check with Swiss Insurance this week for your commercial insurance review. And many businesses choose January 1st as the effective date, but Swiss can help make sure you have the proper coverage. Swiss Insurance gives you a shot that you won't be disappointed. Make sure you email Mark at SwissINS.com. That's Mark at SwissINS.com. Swiss Insurance, they're our guys. Clearly, that's why we're allowed to have a show, is because we're insured by Swiss Insurance. Make sure you give them a call or check them out at Mark at SwissINS.com. So Woodward Heavyweights will be right back.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
By now you know me, Christina Schnarri, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com. as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin Rex.
What up, though?
We are live here every single weekday from 5 to 7. We got young Chris in the TD booth, who just dropped his first podcast for Strictly Hip Hop, brand new YouTube channel. Make sure you guys check that out. Chris is a big hip hop head. We give him some topics. We throw him a bone every once in a while, but if you guys are more interested in the, I guess, introspectives, or I haven't listened to it yet, so I can't tell you what it is for sure. If you just like laughing at the guy, go laugh at him for an hour, however long that podcast is.
Hit it with the
JB
like,
Smooth and 1s and 2s. What'd you say?
Like it, then laugh. Like, comment, subscribe.
There you
laugh.
go. Yeah, comment. I'm not gonna be mean.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to get.
No, you're good. You're good. I know you're fine. We have Jeff Freddy, the new Jarhead Jeff Freddy. Jarhead Jeff Freddy joining shortly. Obviously, you want to talk to him about the possibility of the NFL expanding the playoffs. Spinny, what else is on your mind with that situation?
I think, like you said, there's a lot of moving parts that go into it. And JB made a good point. They're going to have to get the wheels turning very soon if that is what they choose to do. And I think it's a win-win for both the NFL and for obviously players. I mean, the 1 seed, you probably are a little pissed off because you don't get to bye. But if you're a 1 seed, you should beat the 8 seed anyways, or you should beat the lowest seed anyways, so you shouldn't be too worried about it. But
you got home field advantage in that situation too, more than likely, obviously. It's
hard for me not to say that that's what they're going to do, because that's so much money they could add. Yeah, so much money on the table.
But then there's part two is like the spinning wheels. And you know how when money gets involved, people get greedy. You know, but there's heroes in this world. Some people call them jarheads. We have a jarhead of our own. Jeff Freddy joined the show live. What up, man? It honestly don't look that bad.
No, it looks good.
Dude, well, number one, thank you guys for having me. But number two, I caved in. All right, and here's why. So, had a conversation with D-Mac today, and on top of that, Spencer kind of owned me with the MJ comment yesterday.
That was a good one.
The more I thought about it, MJ kind of bald. Now, this isn't bald, but for me, this is bald. I mean,
no shame, brother.
My hair short. I'm short. I've just never done it. I've always had long hair. So, the fact that we've gotten to this point, and you can see my scalp. I mean, God. Well, we made it.
We can see all your gang affiliate tattoos through there.
Yeah,
is that why you didn't go all the way down?
You should get a dragon on the side of your head.
Yeah.
You'll see it's my tat, dude.
I heard you have a big MS-13 in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Dude, now,
a serial barcode.
Now you can't say nothing. I've owned up to it. I didn't say
you did.
I'd bald. It'd be completely bald, but this is technically. She went short on it. Like, this is.
Yeah. No, that's to be fair. You said you'd cut your hair. You never said you'd cut it to completely bald. So I mean,
you said you
said to shave your head. You shaved your head.
I would never do bald like that.
Never.
That's not happening.
Now the real question is. I mean, I should be offended by that, but I'm not. I'm still out here slaying. You know how. Yeah. But the real question is, you were held accountable to the bet that you made, but you do a daily show with a guy who promised to shave a certain, what school was he? BYU into his chest hair?
And he claims that he shaved it on his chest, but he messed it up. And what? I'm like, show it. Show you messed it
up. Show us.
Yeah. What you did. And, hey, he gets away with it. I love Adam, but your boy was not getting away with this one. There's zero chance.
You know, it's funny, real quick, I guess, before we came on air, did you see him walk around with the gym bag?
Yeah.
Maybe he knows it's coming. He don't want them titties to be,
That's
maybe he wants them looking right. Maybe that's why I saw him grab that gym bag today.
What did D-Mac say to you when he sat you down?
So, what I initially thought was going to happen is
fist fight.
Yeah,
American history, Freddy.
D-Mac's gonna hold me down and do it himself. So I was a little nervous there, but no, we talked for like 25 minutes, and I don't want to share. It was more personal stuff, but the moral of the story and what he said was, hey, listen, like you're young in this business, and I do care about my word and my integrity. I don't care what people think, but I care what my coworkers think. And obviously, you guys all felt a certain way, and I can see why. I got myself into this, and at the end of the day, I can't write checks I can't cash. So if I'm gonna write a check like that, gotta cash it. So now moving forward, people know if I say something, I will do it.
That's fair.
But I'm not betting my hair anymore. It's over.
That's fair.
Michigan, I should have learned the first time, and Uncle T kind of educated me on this. He's like, why in the hell would you put your hair on Michigan? But here
Terry said if the Lions win, he'll go bald.
Me too.
So,
if the Lions win, I'll take it all off.
Do you still have the alfalfa sprout?
Okay, so funny story with that. So Bethany did me dirty. So she had the alfalfa sprout. Would not get rid of it at all. And I'm sitting there like waiting for it to get cut. And then obviously on Big D Energy, everyone was voting to keep it. So she heard that, kept it. And then she's like, all right, you're all done. I'm like, well, no, I'm not. Because I got this alfalfa piece in the back of my head. And she's like, no, you're all good. So I sat there for a second. I'm like, all right, so I'm going to have to figure something out here. Either
Jeff is like, am I about to throw hands with this chick? Am I about to Dana White this?
You could beat my ass.
Beth is in shape, yeah, probably. I can see that.
No, I was like, Adam came in, and
that would have been the worst.
Yeah, she was cool with it. So I was like, hey, if Adam can do it, I don't trust that man with clippers near my head, but he did a good job.
I'm surprised you let him get that close to your head with the pair.
I was kind of too.
You should have got the swag lines on the eyebrow.
Okay, that was the other part. I'm like, why is that? Why are we sprinkling more on top of the already?
Because it's funny.
It does go with the buzz cut. For being fair,
it goes with the buzz cut.
Yeah, you're right.
You can do that. You can do that yourself.
No, you're good, man.
I'm so stupid. When she said that, I'm like, wait, what happens if my eyebrow like grows? And she's like, dude, your eyebrow only grows to one length. Like it'll all come back. Yeah. I'm like, damn, you got me. Now I didn't really have.
That's true. I didn't think about that either.
Doing it.
Just the rest of your eye. Well, imagine if you had to like cut your eyebrow, like you don't cut them for long, and like just like falling down your face.
Oh my god, yeah, I never thought about that.
Yeah,
because your eyebrow, you don't.
You never shave your. Well, I mean, some people.
I do get. I get a little.
You get a uni?
Yeah, I get a little uni going on there.
I never had the uni.
Jeff, how long? Go ahead, I'm listening to you. I apologize. I was saying, how long do we have you for? Like, can we borrow you for like another segment? Because there's some MMA news today too, and I know you guys don't really talk too much MMA on the Morning Wood show. I'd like to, Jake Paul.
What would be more embarrassing? You keeping the alfalfa sprout, or if you tried to run a fade with Beth to cut it and she whooped your ass?
That's why, That's what
yeah.
It would have been a bad day. My man would have had to get his hair cut.
Yeah.
And then Beth is a bully. She really is a bully.
She's a bully for sure.
For sure. No, she's cool. She did a good job. She actually did a really good job.
No, she's still a bully.
She bullies
and a little bit of a creep.
Yeah, no, she's definitely a creep.
No, yeah. I didn't even know. Do I say that story that happened like that one day after some girl, that we used to work here, like she came up to say what's to the girls and
speak of the devil.
Oh man, here she goes. She gave me the eye. Never mind, nothing happened. No, but she was like,
gotta go to commercial.
She was feeling the happies. We were confused by what the hell was going on. We didn't know what was going on. And then she told them, don't talk to them, the creeps. But not in a joking way. She just let it seems. Yeah, we're like, what are you doing? Like what? Beth is coming in.
That's judgment.
You want to
sit down? Stand up and just talking to it.
We're talking about how you bullied Jeff and keeping the alfalfa sprout.
Well, he
talking on the microphone.
Fished out and
He's about to rat me out.
Now the big bad boy. Yeah. We were talking who would win in a fight, you or Jeff?
Oh, her.
Yeah, we all agreed to it.
We all three of us said yeah. She's laughing at it. She's laughing that one off.
That's why she was like, "You're keeping the alfalfa." I'm like, "Okay."
She's like, "You're keeping that shit." You're like, "I'm sorry."
How long did you wait in the chair until?
Beth, it looks good.
What?
Let me see the sides. Let's see the sides.
You should have given him those swag lines in the eyebrows.
No, he don't need those swag lines. Leave him alone. How long did you sit in the chair until someone actually came and addressed the alfalfa? Dude, Beth, you're mean.
I had Adam do it at the very end because he was supposed to shave his head bald and he didn't, so that was a compromise.
That's true. That's fair.
He didn't say bald in the video,
He said he'd shave his head.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean bald. The words bald were in there. The word bald.
No,
you're fine. You're fine.
No, it's good.
Real quick, because we're going to take the break, and then I do want to ask you the Jake Paul stuff and stuff like that, but The NFL playoffs might be expanded to 8 seed, both AFC and NFC.
Did you give Beth a tip?
Yeah.
Her tip was
no. Sure.
Don't act like she didn't get like pleasure out of like torturing him with the hair shave. Like that was your tip, honestly. We're talking about
the experience of Jeff.
Yeah.
I told you she's a bully. But real quick,
put him in a coffin. You've done enough to this man today already, Bethany.
Bye. Real quick, Jeff. I guess before we go to break, come back talk to the UFC stuff. What's like the? Do you see it as a reality? Do you see it as like an actual possibility? The NFL expand this thing to 8 seeded playoffs, or do you think they'll probably do something like winner percentage or something like that?
I think so. This is anomaly, obviously. The situation, this is kind of unheard of. They didn't really have a plan, obviously, a manual on how to deal with things like this. So, hey, I know they were eventually, they already expanded already, but hey, one more team in the playoffs, that benefits the Lions. If anything, I was so stressed out because I had to watch the Seattle game before the Lions game, and I would kind of know the fate before the game. But this is encouraging for me. Like now the Lions, regardless of what happens for Seattle and the Rams, like technically it doesn't matter. Regardless, Lions are going to have a chance. It's beat the Packers and you're in, bottom line. So as a fan, I love it. I know it's complicated for teams that are at the top of their conferences. I think those fans are probably a little more frustrated with how things have panned out because, you know, teams that could have locked up that home seed now with the new team added, the home seed thing, it could be played on a unbiased field like that. That stuff gets complicated. But as a Lions fan who's just happy to be here, it's great news because we have a chance to just kick Aaron Rodgers' ass and we control our own destiny. So this is what I wanted. This is why the Carolina loss hurt so much because you're not really in control of your destiny. But now you might be.
That is really how the whole experience feels. Like, I'm kind of just happy to be here. Like, things aren't looking in our favor.
You're like playing with house money, man. It's like, oh yeah, we're just happy to be here for sure.
100%. Well, tell us about Planet Fitness, where people should go in case they have to fight. See me and Beth in the streets.
In case Beth tries to bully you, you might have to get to Planet Fitness to get big, get some gains in, because Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone with memberships starting at $10 a month. You can join in-club or online at planetfitness.com. And don't forget, tomorrow, Woodward Sports is broadcasting live from Planet Fitness on Eureka Road in Southgate all day tomorrow, January 6th. Meet Darren McCarty, Braylon Edwards, Ryan Armani, and the rest of the team. You could also have a chance to win tickets to see Joel Embiid, James Harden, and the 76ers take on the Detroit Pistons on January 8th. And there's free pizza to everyone from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. So go check it out at Planet Fitness on Eureka Road. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
At Alta.
Uptime.
Matters. Oh my God.
Bafangu.
Alta equipment is everything you need to get the job done. You got a big project coming up? Alta has you covered. Make sure you give them a call today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Again, that's 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Alta equipment where
uptime
matters. What's wrong with you? What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin More Racks.
What up, though?
Chris, JB Smooth, and we have the debut of the shaving Jeff Iafredi, Jarhead Iafredi. I've been going today.
Private Iafredi.
I took my head off to hopefully make you feel better.
No, I appreciate that. The jarhead jokes, like honestly, I like.
Dude, it looks good. Like, you're rocking it. You got a big forehead, but you're rocking it.
Plus, well, chill, bro.
Just kidding. I love you.
Jarheads are like badass, though. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
Like that's like
we're gonna have an actual jarhead on later.
Yes, we are. Micro Mike.
My dad, I called my dad. My dad's the most hardcore Italian guy. I called him, and the first thing he looked at me and said, he's like, "You look like you just got out of prison." And I'm like, well,
you do.
I don't know how that. How am I supposed to take that? Is that?
That's a good thing.
It's a good thing. You look
Girls
hard.
like bad boys.
You look hard.
Yeah.
Pause.
People think twice before trying you. Speaking of being tough and fighting, Jake Paul signed a 2-fight deal with PFL. We're going to bring up another Beth thing?
No, I thought you were going to talk about Dana White.
Bethany signed a 2-fight deal with PFL. I'm just kidding. No, honest to God, though. Jake Paul signed a 2-fight deal with the PFL. Not only that, now he owns a percentage of PFL.
Yes.
He's part owner of it. And I was so interested in, and I wanted to talk about this. I was honestly really excited because it's coming off the news of the Dana White situation too. Where I don't really know what's going to happen with that thing. Is he going to be able to continue to promote that, or even disciplined fighters who find themselves in that same situation? There's a lot, honestly. There's a lot with this deal. And typically, if the Dana White stuff didn't happen, it's kind of whatever. He's not going to fight or whatever. But what do you make of this, Jeff? You're a big MMA guy.
Well, number one, I'll start with Jake Paul. He's a businessman, so in terms of business, this is good for him. I don't get it really. I know Jake Paul's kind of flirted with fighting in MMA. I don't know how that would work. He's not fighting an actual fighter because they would destroy him. But maybe there's a celebrity fight or something. I don't know, or a guy who has a terrible record. Who knows? But I want to see Jake Paul in the octagon so bad. You have no idea.
Yes.
But for Dana White. That's an interesting situation because people are bringing up Dana White's comments back in the day when he's commented on the Ray Rice situation.
Yeah.
And he commented on different situations involving domestic violence, and now you have and by the way, as bad as it looked, and it is, there's no excuse to do something like what Dana White did.
No.
I mean, him and his wife were exchanging blows. I don't know what was going on over there, what their situation is, but he commented on it afterwards and was like, "Hey, we're cool. The kids are cool." I'm like, I don't know about that one, Chief. I don't know how that. Everything just kind of gets resolved afterwards. But, hey, when you're Dana White and you're a figure as he is, he's got to know better. You're going to be – everyone's going to be paying attention to you even when you don't think so. And look, if someone was recording, there you go. And he gets exposed. So, I mean, Dana White to me, it's not like all of a sudden cancel Dana White. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, guys, this is something that, especially when you're high profile like he is, you're doing some dumb stuff, you're bound to get caught doing it. So – hopefully from now on he's learned his lesson and moving forward. I just think stuff like this, as much as I hate it, kind of just gets swept under the rug. What's going to happen to Dana White? Honestly.
That's my question too. And I guess this is so interesting because I've truly, for the longest time, the UFC's almost felt like a monopoly. So much so they're in ongoing court situations being asked that because they have these contracts where fighters can't seem to get out of them. But there's so many things where this ties in together, right? Because obviously this is a black guy in the UFC. He can no longer be the face of this. Black guy and his wife too. Yes, that was. Yeah, I'm not going to that one. But Jake Paul, like you said, people want to see him in the UFC MMA match, I should say. Yeah. Dude, UFC's got such a stronghold on MMA that when you say MMA, you say UFC. Yeah. Oh, he's a UFC fighter. It's MMA though,
I've heard that what he's trying to do is get a boxing match with Nate Diaz and then get a MMA fight with Nate Diaz.
Which, by the way, I'd rather see the MMA fight. He will beat the dog shit out of Nate in a boxing fight.
For sure.
There's casuals and things, Nate's got hands. He's a jiu-jitsu guy. Yeah. Look at his record. And it's subpar 500 even that. Put him in the cage. Because Jake, I don't know if he's state champion, but I know he's a dog-ass wrestler from high school.
Yeah.
And by the way, I know Jake Paul, he started boxing, grinded it for years, and honestly, I got a lot of respect for him. Jiu-jitsu, you're telling me he's going to train that for a year and get in there with Nate Diaz, who's been doing it since he was a child. You're done. That's why I would like to see it selfishly. I want to see Jake Paul get humbled. But honestly, I got to give credit to the PFL for this because I feel like the UFC, in a way, obviously Dana White and Jake Paul's relationship is what it is. But at the same time, I feel like the UFC, and rightfully so, I got a lot of respect for him in this way, where they're like, hey, we're not doing these celebrity fights. I know he said he'd be open to it, but I don't see the UFC ever doing that. And then there's PFL, hey, here's a check. It's good for their company. I think it's good for both sides. Jake Paul can get that MMA match, and PFL gets all this exposure attached to Jake. So business-wise, it's great for PFL. And the UFC, I think it's more of an ego thing. It's like, hey, we're the UFC. We don't really need Jake Paul. But it's like, hey, watch PFL get money for 100%. What they're doing with Jake Paul. No doubt.
Yeah, UFC dropped the ball on this for sure.
Yeah.
Obviously they don't need it because they are the UFC, but still, you could always use more. You could always use more exposure. You could always use more money.
Dude, even if Nate doesn't take the bait, You had the Tyron Woodley fight that may be there for him, which, I mean, obviously Tyron would destroy him in MMA. But there's still names out there, like Ben Askren. I don't know if he would ever want to return. But the one I want to talk about, I was trying to get Ariel on this week. Because last time we talked to him, we talked about Francis Ngannou and his possible free agent situation with the UFC because he didn't want to, like, re-sign.
Yeah.
What?
You think Jake Paul's going to box Francis Ngannou?
No. But for the PFL... sign him, because they already have all this hype going. Because the other thing they're promising too, again, if it's a free agent situation, they're promising 50% revenue split with the fighters. Yeah, which is that's unheard of right now. I think it's like 10%, even if that in the UFC. And they have the sponsorships that the UFC used to do. We have the shorts and stuff like that. Like this could truly be like a
actual
shift.
Competitor.
Yeah, PFL could truly compete with the UFC and bring these bigger names. They've been shitting on Stipe. They won't give him a rematch. Like Stipe may go chase Francis over there for his rematch and to prove he's like the guy. Like I'm telling you, like I really think this can be a power swing in MMA if they play their cards right.
Yeah, I mean they have all the cards in their hand. Like you said, it's with paying the fighters more has always obviously been the biggest thing in the UFC is not paying the fighters enough. And if you're doing the 50-50 split, that alone. Can you imagine how much money like a Conor McGregor would make? Yeah. If they go there, the amount of money that they draw to a fight, the amount of sponsorships they draw to a fight, and then getting half of that rather than, like you said, a 10% cut with the UFC. And everybody was kind of pissed when they got rid of the sponsorships on the shorts. When they got rid of the sponsorships, you could do is, oh, no, it's just Reebok or it's just this now. So it could be a big thing. It really could.
And on top of that, too, it's funny because the PFL, you see the deal with Jake Paul. They've kept Kayla Harrison. Remember those rumors, too, of her going to the UFC? Yeah. And then the PFL's like, here's a bag, and you can have your own division, which you feel comfortable competing in. And she's like, oh, okay. Like, the UFC dropped the ball, I think, on both those. I think Kayla Harrison, that fight with Amanda Nunes should have already been a thing. But the PFL, man, they're making noise. I watched some Bellator, but the PFL to me just has a higher upside. Like they're obviously they're spending a lot of money. They're giving incentives to fighters. Something UFC felt like, hey, we're the UFC, we're not doing it. PFL's like, okay, we'll do it. And I'm curious to see how this works out for the PFL because I'm telling you, I'm glad you brought up the Francis Ngannou thing because I do think in the future when guys become free agents and then they're high profile and they feel like they can make money no matter what company they're fighting for, I'm telling you, PFL is right there to hand them a bag.
It's kind of like they could do what Live Golf did to the PGA.
100%.
To where they have the money, they're backed, they can just throw it at the big names. And it's like people aren't just going to watch the UFC just because it's the UFC. They want to watch certain fighters. Yeah. So if the PFL can go out there and do what Live Golf did and just say, take some money and just throw it at people are going to go do that, especially UFC fighters who it's the dangerous sport in the world for a reason. They're putting their lives on the line every single time they step in the octagon. Every single time they step in the octagon. And if they go out there and they see this other agency that's offering them exponentially more money to do the same thing and exponentially more opportunities to brand themselves and make money off of themselves, it seems like a no-brainer.
100%.
I think the next step for the PFL is securing a deal with a big a company like an ESPN. I mean, it's hard to get
I think they already are on ESPN, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so there you go. See, now the playing field's getting more even as we speak. So I'm telling you.
Again, because the Dana White stuff plays in this too. Like obviously the pay looks a lot better than the PFL because again it's a 50% like revenue split. But you have the situation with is Disney and ESPN gonna like continue to want to do like business if Dana White continues to be the face of the UFC? Like that's been the one constant name in UFC. Like the big names come and go. Chuck Liddell used to be the face of it. He had to get going. Rampage used to be the face of it. He had to get going. John Jones, Conor McGregor's gone. But the one constant's been Dana White. Yeah. And now that he has this. It's ugly, it's embarrassing, it's a bad. You can't be in charge of a fighting promotion and also be a guy who hits your wife. I'm sorry. I just feel like that doesn't go hand in hand. I mean, it goes hand in hand like logically, right? But like not as a consumer. Like I don't want to support that shit. Yeah. You know, personally,
absolutely.
After like Jeff brought up the comments he made about Ray Rice and how you could never come back for something like that. And it's tough, man. It's tough. There's definitely an avenue open for PFL to slide in there and make some serious noise in the world of MMA.
You had the Greg Hardy stuff too. Like Dana's really just kind of looking like a big POS right now. And I've always had like this love-hate for him because I respect like what he did for like the sport, and it is one of my favorite sports, one if not two. But like this is not a good look. You have the Greg Hardy stuff. You put him on the same car as Rachel Ostovich. ESPN's a Disney network. You know what I'm saying? Disney company. Like, are they going to want to continue to do business?
too easy. I mean, I'm sure you both have seen Ariel's comments. I know he made that response video. And the fact that he said in there that Dana said, "Hey man, your kids are going to remember what you did to Ariel for all the stuff, small stuff too." And the fact that it came back to bite him. The Ray Rice comments and watch what you say, man, because everybody has skeletons in their closet, and clearly,
yes,
getting exposed right now, and Ariel is doing better than ever. So it's just ironic how those things happen.
Yeah, it's Paulo Costa tweeted out. He was like,
"That's another guy, possible free agent."
Yeah, Paulo Costa's possibly free agent, but he tweeted out, he was like, Dana White and Patty both started getting in this trouble after they came at Ariel. It was like, you don't come at Ariel, you don't come with the GOAT like that. You come with the king, you best not miss. Ariel is the king of this shit. So it's tough to see, man. It's tough to see what's going on with Dana personally in his personal life. But the PFL really has a legitimate opportunity to pounce on some of these guys to kind of drive a stake into the heart of the UFC.
100%. Jeff, I appreciate you taking some time to join us. I know this is spur of the moment. I just FaceTimed you because I wanted to see your head, and I asked you to join the show. Any last comments on the UFC stuff or Lions playoffs or even Saddiq Bey stuff before we let you go?
Or your hair.
Or your hair.
Oh, that's a lot of comments there. I'll start with the Lions. I'm excited for this weekend, man. First primetime game for the Lions besides Thanksgiving. I mean, that's a given. I am super excited. Sunday night, I'll be at Stick's house, and I think that we're doing a live stream. You guys gonna do that as well?
I'm gonna be there.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. So I can't wait. Go Lions, baby. Let's do it.
Appreciate
it happening, man. Make sure you guys tune in the Morning Woodward Show Monday through Fridays, 8 through 10. If you want to see the Jarhead Jeff.
Appreciate G.I. Jeff.
G.I. Jeff.
American History Jeff. They're all the iKing's been on fire in the comments. But if you want to get some meat rather than looking like little Jeff, you want to look like a heavyweight, you can go to The Butchery, because the official meat supplier of the Woodward Sports Network is The Butchery. You can call 248-682-2697. Yes, 248-682-COWS. Or move on over and order online at thebutcherysl.com. Shipping included for Woodward Sports customers. The Butchery, meats, eats, and treats. Sandwiches to die for. Wagyu meats and artisan breads inspired by the legend Chef Dave. Only the best of the best for our meat-loving customers. An old-school butcher shop from a new-school perspective.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
As chilly weather approaches, Big Boy's got the perfect comfort meals for you. Try our hearty classic meatloaf or our creamy Cajun chicken Alfredo. These will be sure to leave you craving for more. How about breakfast? Our stuffed potato pancakes are back with our lumberjack, blockbuster, and Santa Fe Garden. These potato pancakes will definitely fill you up. Whether it's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, come stock up on the perfect comfort meal today. We'll see you soon at Big Boy.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the three biggest benefits that I've gotten from this program has been I'm not snoring anymore, I have a lot of energy, it's great, and oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
The Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck is home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. Multiple different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play and private lane reservation for $120. If you get thirsty, they got a $2 mystery beer vending machine and multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So make sure you go check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com.
Detroit Dabbing in Woodward Sports Chat says Jeff kind of like someone flipped Easy's head upside down.
Barry Pomegranate what?
Huh?
Barry Pomegranate what?
What's that from?
The commercial we watched the other day. The Neo commercial.
I that's the first time I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
We watched the Quiznos one too.
Yeah, that's
no free sponsors, but yeah. It's like if I ever own a business that's like a retail situation, like a brick and mortar, I'm definitely making the weirdest commercial.
Yeah.
I just feel like they're the most memorable.
Something that sticks in
exactly.
the mind.
Because someone would be like, what the
or like a jingle.
Did I just watch?
Or like a jingle.
Yes.
Like
but even then, it's kind of hard too. Hanson's. But even those though, I feel like
sponsors.
Oh, well, we already just said Quiznos and.
I was gonna say retracted.
That's fine.
Redacted.
But I was gonna say, even those, you have to play them, like, they have to be, like, pounded into your head, like, time and time again, and then it gets stuck in your head. So that's what I'm going, like, just weird.
Some weird shit.
Old Spice.
Big booty bitches.
Weird. That'd be dope, too.
That'd work, too.
Also, this isn't weird, but just very memorable. You guys remember the Everest College commercial?
Yeah.
You're doing nothing with your life.
You're sitting on the couch, watch TV, and your life's passing you by. You keep procrastinating. Maybe I'll go to school next year, maybe next semester. No, do it right now.
That's like word for word we say.
It's 100%.
Yeah. You're sitting on the couch. You just got done jerking off during the day while you took a poop. That's mad weird. You do nothing with your life. No. Yeah. See, that was
if I could do it, you can do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'd be perfect for that. They're like, this fat
I
bald
felt
guy
like a
did
failure
it.
at 8 years old.
Yeah.
Sitting on your couch procrastinating. Your life's passing you by. You're thinking, maybe I'll go to school next year. Maybe next semester. No, do it right now. Or the
Education Connection.
Education Connection, yeah.
With a girl.
Education Connection. Connect for free.
The other one that was fire was the guys that had the band. FreeCreditReport.com.
Tell your friend, tell your dad, tell your mom. I was,
with your private hat on. All right, moving on. You know what? The last segment will make the best commercials. That's what we'll do.
Yeah.
But for now, shut your filthy mouth.
Or the Reese's Puffs.
Reese's Puffs.
EESES. Reese's Puffs. Reese's Puffs. Peanut butter chocolate flavor. Reese's Puffs bang too. So
trying to reel this thing in.
Let's keep talking. Come on.
Yeah.
Don't be fat. More than cereal.
You could save 50% on Geico.
We just dropped like what 15 because you were singing Reese's Puffs.
I don't know. I can't see.
I can
Mine
see.
says one waiting.
We lost one. All right, bring it back to this is a sports network talking sports. Detroit Lions are still a winning-in situation, possibly if the Seattle Seahawks lose, which isn't in our favor because they're playing the LA Rams, who have currently the
fighting Baker Mayfields.
Yeah, the fighting Baker Mayfields. Which I did look back the first matchup of that season, and it was against Bradley Wolford or what that kid's name, John Wolford. Only a 4-point game.
Yeah.
But close. LA was at home. But you know how
it's close.
It was close.
Seattle ain't what they used to be.
They ain't what they used to be. They are dealing with a couple of injuries too. They just lost one of their linebackers. Yeah. But in a situation where the Detroit Lions are winning, odds still aren't in their favor because Aaron Rodgers is a bad man.
And the Detroit Lions are 1-8 in their history on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, I was looking for that stat. Yeah. Is that in prime time?
Yes, on Sunday Night Football.
Sunday Night Football specifically. Who beat the Giants?
Probably. I don't know.
I feel like we always beat the Giants, and that was one that was always like prime time. I know it was on for Monday night one time. But Aaron Rodgers 3-0 in these winning in situations.
Yes.
And at least his last three for sure. And against all NFC North opponents. The first two in 2010 he did against the Chicago Bears. And that year he just happened to win the Super Bowl. Pretty sweet for him, I guess. 2013, once more against the Chicago Bears on a game-winning touchdown, did it, a winning in situation in the last week of the season. And the last time was in 2016 against the Detroit Lions. In Detroit, winning in.
Yep.
Rodgers got it done. It feels like nothing's in our favor in this situation.
No, there are a lot of things that are against the Lions. The odds are getting steeper and steeper the more you look at it. And it's tough, but this isn't the same old Lions anymore. This is a new team. This is a new coach. This is a new regime. We've seen them do a lot of things that we didn't think they were going to be able to do this year. We didn't think that they'd be able to turn it around from 1-6 and go on to fight for a playoff spot. We didn't think that they'd be able to get multiple wins on the road like that, and they went out there and did it. We didn't think that they'd be able to bounce back from the Carolina win, and they bounced back, or Carolina lost, and they did that in a huge way, making it the biggest blowout of the season. So this team has been kind of rewriting narratives and changing the way different people look at the Lions and look at this franchise. So I wouldn't be surprised if they go out there and win. But, yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be in Lambeau. It's going to be cold. It's going to be against Aaron Rodgers, and it's going to have all the pressure of a playoff game that these young guys on this team, which is the youngest roster in the NFL, these young players, they have not been in this situation before. You could say the only players that have really been in situations like this before are Jared Goff and Craig Reynolds DJ Chark's played in a playoff game before. It's tough for these young guys, especially on defense, to kind of understand that pressure, that feeling, that atmosphere until they're there, until they're in it. And obviously, having a bunch of former player coaches who were on successful teams that went and did playoff runs and Super Bowl runs will help, because they'll have them as prepared as possible. But it's different to be prepared and actually be in there and get after it. So I'm going to need to see these young guys step up and realize, what's actually happening, realize what is actually on the line, how much of what resides in every snap in a game like this, what resides in not letting Aaron Rodgers be the one to go there and end your season, be the Packers, let them be the one to end the Lions season, because it happens over and over again for Lions fans. It is the same old story, unfortunately, where you go into Green Bay at the end of the year, you have some hopes, you have some things to play for, and you end up getting shut down. Whether it be Aaron Rodgers or Matt Flynn, it's been happening to the Lions for a long time. So this could be a team that goes out there, changes the narrative, shows the Packers that they're not scared of them, but it is troublesome when you look at it. Like I said, on the road, prime time, in Lambeau, in January, it's going to be cold, and Aaron Rodgers is playing the best football of his year, these past couple games. Is the best he's played all year. And when you're going against a guy like that, the scheme could be perfect, the way you react can be perfect, but he could still make you pay. So it's tough. It's tough when you're going against a guy who is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
And it's a lot of people like to call us like Jared Goff haters, but like that's truly like the difference between Goff and a guy like that. Like with Goff, you're not, in my opinion, I'm not trying to like sound like a hater, and I may be like turning some people off right now, but that is the difference, right? Yeah. Like Aaron Rodgers, you feel like you're still somewhat in it because you've seen him make these big time plays, these big time throws, like just insane highlights. I mean, he truly. I mean, it's kind of hard, I guess, or not fair to compare him to Aaron Rodgers because he truly is like one of the most talented guys to do it. But that's just the difference, though. There's some guys that can make those type of plays, but beyond that, like everything you said is 100% true. Everything is against us, and we relish in that shit, though. It's the saying of the city, not Detroit versus everybody. You got the weather. You got the wily vet. You got the history. All that stuff against us. But, like,
First big game Dan Campbell's ever coached in his career. First time he's had to go against a guy with, like, Matt LaFleur is not this... he's not Andy Reid or Bill Belichick, but he's a good coach.
Yeah.
And going up against him in his house with time to prepare... We'll see how it goes.
I like it, though, because like I said, this is Detroit. Detroit versus everybody. This is the scenario you almost want these guys to face. And they've seen it all year anyway, the criticism when they started 1-6, people calling them busted, broken, all that good stuff like that. Bounce back from that. They got their mouths rocked in Carolina. Bounce back from that so far. Tough matchup like you said. But I just feel like in a situation like this, them being young, it's like John Jones, to make a parallel, I guess. When he was younger, he fought reckless, but lethal, because he was just trying the craziest shit, and he was just landing the craziest spinning elbows, flying knees, like. But that's this team, you know what I'm saying? And like, it's almost like the TCU game too. Everyone's like, Michigan. Before Friday, you and I were up here saying take the plus 14 or minus 14, whatever the hell it was. TCU punched them in the mouth, surprised them, and I just feel like this Detroit Lions team can have that same type of like surprise or reaction like within this game, because again, they're almost in a situation where there's nothing to lose regardless. I feel like if I'm Dan Campbell in the meeting rooms, I'm painting that as the picture to these guys, because truthfully we're still reliant on the Seattle game, as Detroit Lions fans and the team themselves. So like, that's what I'm building up. I'm building up that you're back against the wall. I'm building up Detroit versus everybody. I'm building up this can be your last game of the season. Put it all on the line.
Yeah.
Whoop somebody's ass.
And
not somebody dick in the dirt.
Not somebody dick in the dirt. And they know they can do it. They've done it before against this team. They went at home against the Packers and knocked their dick in the dirt, put them in the ground. They held them to 9 points. Won a game 15-9 against the Green Bay Packers. How often can you say that could happen?
Yeah.
Against an Aaron Rodgers-led Green Bay Packers, they held them to single digits and won that game without scoring 20 points. That is extremely impressive. That should be in the back of their mind. Yeah, Aiden Hutchinson got an interception. Kirby Joseph got 2 interceptions. Like, this is something that you can remember, something you can recall on. And that team wasn't, I'm not even in my final form. Like, that team was not the Detroit Lions team it is now. That team was worse. They've gotten an influx of talent. They've gotten an influx of players that we're going to get to. We're going to get to that for sure, who wasn't in that game. And that should make the Lions salivate. Be like, We beat these mother Packers. We've done it before. Yeah. We could go out there and beat these Packers again.
This is that team of 2016 that got beat for the win and then.
Yes.
This is the brand new Lions. And like you said, this is a brand new Lions team quite literally because there's a couple guys in there making that first matchup that we will get to right after this, SMA.
I will. You know, if the Lions, if the Lions lose to the Packers, I really might need somebody to talk to. And good thing we had the SMA or the Sports Marketing Agency. Help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the S Word, helps fight the stigma about seeking help. If you or someone you know is struggling, head to thesportsma.com and get the help you deserve.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
The Monroe Street Midway has swapped out roller skating, basketball, and mini golf for a giant Arctic slide, winter bumper cars, an indoor arcade, and puck putt. With free entry to the site, enjoy a variety of new activities aimed at creating exceptional winter experiences for everyone. Get to the Midway this winter and enjoy tasty treats while making magical memories during the most wonderful time of the year. And of course, you can warm up with those tasty treats. They're offering things such as burgers, pierogies, homemade chili, chicken sandwiches, and mac and cheese bites, plus gluten-free and vegan goodies. Prices do vary. And coming soon, the Woodward Sports Winter Olympics. You will be able to compete against Darren McCarty, Braylon Edwards, Adam, Ryan Armani, the Woodward Heavyweights, and the entire Woodward Sports family in Monroe Street Midway Games. So come down to the Monroe Street Midway, presented by Bedrock Detroit.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com.
Jesus.
What?
I King Horse in the Woodward chat says, I knew a Thai stripper named Puck Putt. That's an all-timer, dude.
Yeah. That is a bar if I ever heard one. Before we came back from break, or went to break, I should say, we teased you guys about the brand new Lions being a quite literal term in this situation because quite a few guys were absent for that one, Spinny.
Yeah. Yes, they were.
Who were we missing?
I don't know. You know, can't really think of anybody that comes to mind except for like literally every receiver on the roster. Obviously, Jameson Williams was not there. DJ Chark did not play in that game.
Yep.
Josh Reynolds did not play in that game. The Immaculate One himself, James Houston, did not play in that game. Romeo Okwara did not play in that game. And DeAndre Swift, although played in that game, only had 5 touches.
Yeah.
5 touches of the rock.
And that's combined catching
and running. 5 touches combined. This is something the Packers should be worried about. Because that defense got to Aaron Rodgers and made him pee his little tighty whities without James Houston and Julian Okwara.
That's why his pants were yellow.
Because that offense went down there and put up 20 points against that Packers vaunted defense without 3 of their best 4 receivers, and their best running back only touched the pill 5 times. This is something that you need to look at. Obviously, the receiving core, you were looking at Khalif Raymond, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tom Kennedy, and Trinity Benson, I believe. Mr. Kennedy! And I'm looking at these three receivers playing a big role. Obviously, Jair Alexander, a very great player. One of the best cornerbacks in the league. Fantastic cornerback.
I mean, that's facts.
Rasul Douglas has been playing very well since he's come back. But you don't got 5 receivers, or you don't got 5 cornerbacks out there that are as good as Jair Alexander.
100%.
And the Lions have a 5-deep receiving core right now, to where they're all guys who can hurt you, all guys who can gas you. Obviously, Amon-Ra St. Brown is the top of the tops when you look at that. You look at DJ Chark, who has been playing extremely well since he's kind of got his connection back, but not having those guys in that first Packers game and still winning, not having a James Houston, not having a Romeo Okwara, guys that can put pressure on Aaron Rodgers in that game and still holding the Packers to 9 points is extremely impressive.
Yeah, and that was one of the they had a couple shutouts. Well, not really shutouts, but the offense didn't look good against Cowboys. The offense didn't look good against New England. And the offense didn't look good against the Packers. But part of that was exactly what you just mentioned. No DJ Chark. No Josh Reynolds. An injured DeAndre Swift. Yes. And then the other thing, too, is even go to the defensive side of the ball. Yeah, Romeo Okwara wasn't there. James Houston wasn't there. I'd also like to mention Josh Pascal, who got injured in that game, left a little bit early. Ife Melifonwu, I mean, he wasn't really a factor. He wasn't coming off the bench anyway. You know, Deshaun was out there, but Deshaun Elliott's come back this week. Look, again, things were looking against us, but I think the one fighting chance, or a couple of things you can believe is the fact that we're a lot more healthy than we were in that game. In a game that we won. We. That's okay. I'm saying we. I was listening to one of the goats around town, and he was saying we all day. And I was like, all right, well, that's the thing. Yeah. But no, man, look. Everything's against us. But there are some things to sell yourself on, and then that's part of it. And now there are some people that were missing the Green Bay Packers side of the field. Obviously, I don't want people to forget the fact that Romeo left that game early.
Yeah.
Christian Watson left that game early. With the linebacker you speaking of yesterday, Devondre Campbell.
Yes.
He didn't play in that one either. Preston Smith, but did you guys know who Preston Smith was before we just had the conversation about him? No, not really. I mean, I knew of him.
Yeah.
But he wasn't
he's a defensive lineman.
Preston Smith ain't pressing me. I'll give you that. I'll put you like that. Hey, yo. But, again, it's a brand new Lions.
It's the brand new
a team that has
Lions,
confidence of beating them, too. It's not like a rookie. Rookies typically, I guess, in this moment. And this is definitely a moment to shy away from, right? You got the primetime game. You got the experienced Wiley vet, the 4-time MVP, but they also have the experience of whooping that man's ass.
Whooping that ass.
Yes. I think Bakhtiari left that game a little bit early, too. Yeah. But I think that kind of calms the nerves in that moment a little bit too.
It does. Like I said, you have all these young guys who really haven't been in this situation before, besides Jared Goff and DJ Chark and Josh Reynolds, who can preach and the coaches can preach. But these young guys, they were there when the Lions won. They were there making plays when the Lions already beat this Packers team, and they weren't complete. I can't wait to see James Houston bend Aaron Rodgers over his knee.
Hey, yo, chill. All right.
James Houston's going to have a sack and a half at least in this game. I'm calling it right now, which is, I mean, it's a pretty easy call. It's James Houston's going to get a sack. It's oh, no shit, idiot. He does it every game. But yeah. I just don't think that Aaron Rodgers is ready for that quickness. I don't think that Packers offensive line is ready for that quickness and explosion of James Houston.
Talking about him bending him over and his quickness and explosion.
Bending him over and exploding. That's what you need.
Young, dumb, and full of energy. But that's what this team is. You know what I'm saying? They're again, nothing to lose in this situation. Everything's against you. Go out there and play your dick off.
That was forced.
That wasn't forced. I promise. Because it wouldn't even sound a type of way, but I immediately thought of that one movie. What's the movie with their cops? It's like Channing Tatum and
21 Jump Street.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna beat your dick off. That's what it made me think of. But no, man. Again, they're just young and stupid. They have every opportunity or every reason to play with their head on fire, and the confidence on top of doing it before too. I mean, am I crazy, JB?
No,
his camera's out.
Yeah, my camera's still off. But
am I crazy, JB?
You're not crazy. I'll take it back to Dan Campbell's first speech when he gave here, how he said this team is going to take over the mentality of the city. They've been down and out before, but somehow they have found a way. And as much as you guys have said, even though Aaron Rodgers is 3-0 right now against winning in teams.
Yep.
And 18-1 in January and December. All of these things tell you right now to fade the Packers. With this much on the line, fade the Packers. It's not going to happen. It's Detroit versus everybody.
Detroit, man.
I said it better myself.
Team that can, a team that will.
Yeah, the 2022 Detroit Lions.
That's crazy. That was foreshadowing like a mug.
Our team that can. And a team that will. He had some dramatic ass pauses.
Yeah, and I remember because Maslam had the editors on the final word, and they were asking them like they said we had to leave that in. Like it was just like their job is to create those like theatric moments. Yeah. That's why people fall in love with Dan Campbell and hang on every word he says because the dude's got it.
Dude's got it. He's got the juice.
He's got the juice.
He's got the juice. He's got the juice.
All right, Kanye, chill out.
Juice.
Not helping.
With a C.
Jeez.
There's a C in there. There's a U and a C and an I.
You and I?
Like orange juice.
Yo, bro, chill.
Dude, apple juice.
Concentrate. What? No. What? that sound drop. Chris,
dude.
I feel like you're a lot more biased in this than us a little bit. And at least a lot less biased in this than us because you've obviously a Detroit fan, but you're not as like tied to Detroit Lions as we are. We sound crazy as hell up here.
Don't worry, Eazy. I'll save you from the last minute. No, you guys aren't crazy because, I mean, if you beat this team once when you weren't at full strength, why can't you win again?
Exactly.
And we talked about it all year with a young team. What do you expect? The only thing you can expect is progression or hope for. And so why can't this team be better than they were 4 weeks ago? Was they played them or was it 5?
5
weeks ago. So why can't you be even better and you're more healthy? Why can't you do it? Lions, they're going to win this game.
Let's go, boys.
You
Let's
making that your
lock? No, don't bully me into no locks right now.
Okay, I'll drop my lock now. I'm locking.
No. You don't lock the line. No, it's not. No, you're not. Don't. I'll punch you. Don't. Because you are in the wiener suit every single week.
That is
true. You are
true.
not going to speak on my team. I love you. No.
That's a good point.
Lock the Rams.
We need them to win too. God, I hate you. Fuck you, Chris. What is wrong with you?
Over.
Yeah, Chris just ruined it, people.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Chris,
well,
shut your mouth.
It's all over. It's all over.
Well, we
might as well go to break now,
today, boys.
Yeah.
Tell us about the. What is this movie? You guys switch it around because Chris too?
No. I'll just do Lady Jane's.
All right.
Cares about my opinion anyway.
Because come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win down payment on your dream home up to $200,000. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, no appointment necessary. Because at Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's coverage lives on Woodward Sports, driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Guys, head over to downtown Detroit. You need to relax. If you feel like Chris has jinxed your favorite team in the whole wide world and you want to strangle them, head over to downtown Detroit because it's all decked out for the holiday season, and it's still there. Bumping party at the Cadillac Lodge in Monroe Street Midway. The Midway's got giant bumper card, winter bumper cars, giant slides. What I meant to say, I apologize about that one. Indoor arcade, place you grab drinks at the lodge before or after games. Shop, eat, and play downtown all winter long with deckedoutdetroit.com. You just got me worked up.
Check it out.
You got me worked up, Chris. I feel it.
It's a good energy.
It's all in here. Yeah, dude. It's I think you did do it, but you pivoted to one other team we need to win this weekend.
Yeah, because that's my lot. I'm dying on it.
Just shut up.
I'm not going to put it on the...
Yeah, don't.
On the pick 'em.
You need that ass. You need New Lock Friday. I need you to do New Lock Friday, please. All right, two man's gonna call me down. All right, I'm your boy Eazy. By the way, welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodSports.com. I'm Eazy. Spin more racks.
Hi.
That's Chris right there in that TD booth. JB Smooth is in there, although you can't see him. And now we have shut your mouth. Just shut your mouth because we're bringing in our guest, Micro Mike, aka Mike Kimber, aka Mrs. Studio Girl, aka Mr. Beat Dennis Dyke's ass on the spot when he's there.
Hey, what up, guys? What's going on, fellas? Man, I'm glad and happy to be back on this show. How y'all doing?
I just saw your picture. The bald Hefe. Jarhead Jeff for calling him. Mike.
Jarhead Jeff.
How you feel about Chris just now jinxing the Lions?
I didn't jinx. I supported the Lions.
Son of a bitch. We need to make the playoffs. And I want to go in through the back door. I'm all about going through the back door. Unless it's in the bedroom, it's a little bit different. But come on, guys. You got to get in the playoffs. Don't screw us.
Jesus, man, I bounced back from that one. Did you hear the news about NFL trying to figure out how to fix the Bills-Bengals situation? And this is not confirmed in terms of like it actually happening, but what was discussed is a possible 8-seed playoff, both for the AFC and NFC. And in that situation, all the Detroit Lions need to do is win on Sunday.
You play to win the game.
Yes, sir.
If the Lions have an opportunity to make the playoffs and not worry about the Seattle Seahawks, I'm all for it. Just imagine Dan Campbell knowing if you win, you're in. Imagine this team, Jamal, Williams, everybody in there would be really hyped, and going into Lambeau Field, I think it would just bring the energy up tenfold, and if the Lions could win that game, who knows what could happen. But I'm all for it. I'm definitely biased in this situation. I could care less about the number one seed. It's not my team, but I want to make the playoffs. So get it done, NFL. Please do it.
For sure. And we just talked about, looking at this game, the Packers game versus the Lions. Obviously, they already played once this season. The Lions ended up beating them 20-9. 15-9. The Lions were missing a lot of big pieces in that game, especially in their passing attack. They didn't have a DJ Chark. They didn't have a Josh Reynolds. And, of course, they didn't have a Jameson Williams. So how much do you think a difference those guys will make going up against the secondary that includes guys like Jair Alexander and Rasul Douglas?
It will make a huge difference. Absolutely huge difference. If you look at the Lions offense, they can hit you all over the field. And again, like you said, we didn't have those weapons like DJ Chark, who's now been really integral towards this win streak that we have. I mean, this guy is really breaking defenses going long, and Jared Goff is hitting him. And how about James Houston? Wasn't in that game, being effective like he has been. Romeo Okwara as well, we can't forget about him. Joshua Pascal. So the Lions got a lot better talent in this game, and you're going to need it when you're going into Lambeau Field. The Lions absolutely have an opportunity to win this game. I know the media has kind of thrown us away, and it's all about Karen Rodgers and what he can do, but I think having the talent, like you said, on the field, it'll give an opportunity for the Lions to kind of go in there and smash the Packers if need be, and change the narrative on Sunday Night Football, beating the Packers going into the playoffs. Damn, that would be really nice.
That would be great.
That would be great. And I was just thinking too, like you saying that, like, because obviously you hear the receivers and like, yeah, passing game's gonna be better, but the reality is, or what it's looked like so far this season, Goff in the cold and on the road, it's just not usually typically his best performances. But even in the run game, DJ Chark's a hell of a run, like this wide receiving core, I feel like takes pride in run blocking, really. And DJ Chark helps with that.
The whole wide receiver car, they're doing the run blocking. You know, and if you look at Jamison and Williams as well, look what he did last week with the jet sweep, getting 40 yards. That's another player that wasn't in that game, and it just brings another dimension to Ben Johnson's offense. And you know they're going to pull off all the stops, especially if we can get into the playoffs in there. I think it's going to be a really fun game, and the Lions have an opportunity to put up those points. I know they say Jared Goff can't win in the cold and this, that, and the other, but we have so many weapons offensively. It doesn't really take him to force the football. Again, you can throw it to Brock Wright, who wasn't during that game showing out like he is now, or the other weapons. So absolutely, the Lions have an opportunity to kind of really put it on the Packers.
And does that worry you, though? You talked about, kind of rewriting the narrative with the Detroit Lions. You look at that, and in Sunday Night Football games in the history, they're 1-8. Aaron Rodgers is 3-0 in his last win and get in games. Does that kind of thing, those statistics, does that worry you at all, or are you just, this is a new Lions team, a new regime, and they're going to carve their own story?
Yeah, I'm not worried about old narratives and what happened in the past. I think we can't worry about that. First off, we didn't have Dan Campbell back in that regime. We have Jared Goff, who's been to a Super Bowl. He's won playoff games. And we're a team that can run the football. In many years, we had teams that could play well, but we weren't effective in the run game when we had Stafford and we had Megatron and all these other players. Now we're effective. We definitely have a running back in Jamal Williams who's nearly about to hit 1,000 yards. I think he's got 6 to go here. We got DeAndre Swift picking it up, so it's different. This is a more physical team. I've talked about this endlessly on my channel, how in years past we've been a finesse team, and it's hard to win in December or January in the cold when you're a finesse team. This is different. You just pound the rock at this point and do a little bit of play action. So I'm not worried about the past. I think if there's one worry, it's obviously the referees. That's the issue, when you're playing Green Bay and Lambeau Field.
Yeah, that's part of it too. And I get the Goff narrative. Obviously, we've kind of seen happen this year. But like you said, I feel like it's more than just I have some type of blind faith, and a little bit was the segment we did two segments ago, because I kind of got hyped because this is a young team that has the confidence of beating it before, that really truly has everything on the line right now, and they kind of have all freedom to play with their heads off, or their heads are on fire, just go crazy and go hard, and that could be dangerous. I feel like this is the most dangerous this team is, because on top of that being the reality of the situation, you also have a guy like Dan Campbell motivating them leading into it. He's the guy leading the charge, and he wants you want to run through a wall when you're having a normal conversation with him. I really, maybe it's all the drugs that I'm on. I don't know. I'm joking. No, but I really have some blind faith in this team right now.
I think you're 100% right. We've been a team playing with no fear. I mean, we're 1-6. We're going all in every single game, doing trick plays, fake punts, going forward on 4th down, play action to deep routes and 4th down, and just to gain a couple yards, we're throwing it to Penei Sewell. Our number one wide receiver is a right tackle. So this is a team that's not fear of play calling, being aggressive. They're not afraid of, we just got to match them. It's a totally different football team in years past. And Dan Campbell's not afraid. Ben Johnson's not afraid. And, this is not what we've seen in years past, so I think it could be different on Sunday.
Yeah, and you talked a little bit about the run game and the ground and pound and just being able to do that in obviously a cold weather situation helps a lot. But you look at DeAndre Swift, and we talked about guys missing in that first game against the Packers. Although he played, he only had 5 touches in that game. So and he had one of the best games of his season so far against the Bears, where he was getting involved in both different facets, running and receiving the ball. How much do you expect him to play a role against this Green Bay Packers team, and what can you see him going out there and doing?
It's really hard when it comes to DeAndre Swift, because it feels like sometimes he blows up games, and then other times it's where is he at. Last week, there were some opportunities for him to hit the hole, smash the hole, and he missed it, but then he'll come in and do a fantastic play on 3rd and 18. So my expectations for him is I think he'll do good. I think he will do good. You're going to see passing plays to DeAndre Swift, maybe some screen plays, and hit the edges that he does that we've seen. Now, will he get 100 yards rushing? I don't know about that, but I think he'll be effective for sure.
Now, we know the team is under the most pressure throughout the season. This is literally the game. But what player, in your opinion, is under the most pressure in this situation, or players, and who are you keeping your eye on in this game on Sunday?
Ooh, how about Aiden Hutchinson and James Houston? I'm looking on these guys. If you want to win the game, you got to put some pressure on Karen Rodgers. He's not as mobile he used to be, and we got to get turnovers. That's how we win games. If you look at how we've won in the past 8-9 weeks, it's a lot of turnovers, winning the turnover battle. So if you put pressure on Karen Rodgers, maybe someone can get an interception. Maybe we can make a big-time play and turn the course of the game. I think those guys have a lot of pressure on them, but I think they're fine with it. I'm not too worried that they're going to fold under pressure.
Yeah, and we talked about the rookies playing and needing maybe somebody to step up because they haven't been in situations like that before. They might not know the gravity of a game or going in that is essentially a playoff game that they're going into. Obviously, it'll help when you have a guy like Jared Goff and DJ Chark and Josh Reynolds who have been in these situations before, and obviously the coaching staff have made Super Bowl runs. But do you think that what they did in that first game against Aaron Rodgers will kind of give them more confidence and breed more confidence in the rookies?
Yeah, 100%. And I think it's not just that game. I think it's every game that we have won. You're breeding confidence when you're winning and when you're making plays. You know, that's the importance of winning. We talk about it. Should you go for the draft pick or should you win games? And they've been winning, and it's gaining confidence. Understand that you can beat Aaron Rodgers. We played him this year. He had interception after interception. We put pressure. Okay, guys, Aaron Rodgers is mortal. You can't get to him. Just because the media loves him, just because he's a Hall of Fame quarterback, it doesn't mean that you can't beat him at Lambeau Field. So, yeah, absolutely. And I think the confidence is going to boil over, too. And also, it does help that everybody's kind of right off the Detroit Lions. Oh, Aaron Rodgers is going to go out there and he's going to make a playoff run. I think these players, the rookies, are like, yeah, well, what about us? You know, what have we done? We're just going to sit back and we're going to show you that, you know, we got some talent, too.
Yeah, that's the name that you mentioned that you keep an eye on. One of them was James Houston, and like I can't help but I don't know, man. I can just visualize him having a big game because speaking of like playing with your hair on fire and like this is it. I mean, he's a perfect example of that. The kid was drafted as a 6th-round pick or 5th-round pick. I could have that mistaken. Was initially cut from the team, then given that opportunity against that Bills game, and since then he's hair on fire, going hard. He has tied Aiden Hutchinson, who leads the rookie led the entire rookie class in sacks, and just 6 games, and not just 6 games, only playing 30% of those snaps. Man, like, what is this? Is this kid for real? Like, is this gonna? Can you see this carry into next season? Like, or is this like one of those situations where like Joseph Fourier, and then maybe that's a bad parallel because it's an offensive like tight end. But I remember thinking of him for a minute, like, dude, this kid's a red zone threat. He's gonna, we got him, and then he just disappeared. Is James Houston the real deal in your opinion?
100%, he's the real deal. He has multiple moves that he gets to the quarterback, and we've seen just this last game, his bull rush is phenomenal. He's powerful. He has great hand usage. The guy just have a feel where the quarterback is, and speed. If you watched him when he was in coverage and went after Justin Fields and tackled him, that's just phenomenal for a pass rusher. It was absolutely ridiculous. He has all the talent, and for the Lions to get him in the 6th round, well, talk about a huge find by Brad Holmes. But yeah, this is not an anomaly. The guy is a stud, and you can see it with power and strength that he has on the field.
Yeah, for sure. It's
get pumped.
Very exciting.
I can't wait for this damn game now.
How many sacks do you think he would have at the end of the year if he played the whole season this year?
Damn, that's a good question.
Damn, that's a really good question. You know, I've thought about this one too. I think it'd be double digit. Would he start out week 1 like he is right now? Probably not.
Probably not.
And it takes a little bit of time. And remember, he was training camp, and then he got a little bit better, I'm sure, when he was on the practice squad.
Yeah.
And it gave him more opportunities to slowly bringing him along. But double digits, I do believe, 12, 13 for sure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I almost feel like, like him having to start the season the way he did, like not making the team, like probably did make him a little bit more hungry or made him more like focus harder in those practice teams, like the practice squad reps and all that stuff like that. Like, dude, you had it. This is like your one shot, and obviously capitalized on it. So that's a fair point. We couldn't say for sure if he started week 1 if he'd be killing it like he is now.
Yeah, and it's just like other players that we had that were late round draft picks or undrafted. Jerry Jacobs, this guy, he was, I'm going for it. I got nothing to lose, and he ends up being one of the better cornerbacks on our football team. And That's what this team is all about. That's what Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell talked about when we sign these players like a Khalif Raymond, or we get a player is an undrafted like a Brock Wright. They got that chip on their shoulder, and they're showing it. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 4th round. And the guy does not forget who was drafted ahead of him at the wide receiver position. That's what this team is all about, and they're buying into this mentality. It's Detroit versus everybody. It's I will prove it to you. I absolutely love that.
Me too, man. And then real quick before we get going, we've got to pay some bills, and I appreciate you joining us. 1, where can the people find you? And 2, is Aiden Hutchinson your Rookie of the Year?
You can find me on Lions Talk by Chat Sports, Lions Nation United as well. That's where my channel is, folks. Follow me on social media as well as Mike85. And Aiden Hutchinson, is he going to become Rookie of the Year? I think it's going to go to Sauce Gardner. I do, but I think he should definitely be in consideration. Just seems like Sauce Gardner is more of a name that the NFL has absolutely fallen in love with, and they just generally go with that. But I think he should be in consideration. I think, having 3 interceptions, a couple fumble recoveries, and the amount of sacks that he has, absolutely should be in that conversation.
For sure.
I agree.
For sure. We appreciate you for joining us,
you,
as always, Mike. Go Lions this weekend, and maybe we'll have you on again before or after the game. We'll get your initial reactions on the season and all that good stuff.
Better win the game, man. I'll definitely be on there, but I appreciate it, guys. Make sure everybody hits that like button for the best show on YouTube, the Heavyweights.
Well,
we appreciate you, man.
But thank you.
Best show on YouTube. That's a lot of praise, dude.
Yeah,
Mike's the man. Mike's the man. But
makes me want to start taking showers and brushing my teeth.
Taking showers and brushing your teeth, you should probably do that anyways. And you should probably eat some meat. And where you can get it, it's
nice.
It's from the butchery.
Transition.
The official meat supplier of the Woodward Sports Network is the butchery. Call 248-682-2697. Yes, 248-COWS. Or move on over and order online from thebutcherysl.com. Shipping included for Woodward Sports customers. The butchery. Meats, eats, and treats. Sandwiches to die for. Wagyu meats and artisan breads inspired by the legend Chef Dave. Only the best of the best for our meat-loving customers. An old-school butcher shop from a new school perspective.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. Because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh, wait, it's 2 for $4. Got to double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you want to know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media. Make sure you're listening to Woodward Sports all day long. Start your morning with the Morning Woodward Show. Spend middays with Big D Energy. Watch and listen your drive home with the Bottom Line. And don't forget about Woodward Bets Daily. All live, all right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Matrix Home Solution is your go-to for any home project.
Face right now.
Looking for a new man cave? There are basement remodel experts. They also specialize in bathrooms and kitchens. An A+ rating by the Better Business Bureau. Call 888-549-8844 or go to matrixhomesolutions.com.
I love you, Chris. I really do. Jimmy, can you turn this down a little bit? He's kind of loud. I love you, man. It's like, that's my favorite team is the Lions. Like, I could make a case that it may be my favorite sport, but I've never been more passionate about any sport than I have been the Detroit Lions.
He gets drunk and yells at women at Lions games.
Yeah. No. I take them out on dates. Third down. Listen, if I'll bring you to the game, I love my team. On third down, we're helping these guys win. Get your big ass up and cheer.
Facts.
Stand up. We're here for the experience, no? I could sit down and just watch it at home.
Now, how happy are you going to be on Monday when the Lions are in the playoffs?
I just can't look at your face right now.
Yeah. You're welcome, Eazy. I did it.
Say it one more time.
I did it off love. Lions in playoffs on Monday.
I'm going to be ecstatic. Matter of fact, I'm sure you guys, if you haven't heard already, Stick's actually having a watch party at his house. And I asked him before we went on air, too, I'm like how professional this thing got to be? Because, like, you know, a little doobie in there. Yeah. They might want to, like, knock back a few drinks. And he's like, I think we're gonna let loose and be the boys.
Hell yeah.
And just stream the game. I'm like, let's do it. Let's go.
Hammy.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not TD in that shit. I'll tell you that.
That was funny as hell. Yeah. You were public about it. Well, I don't think it's going to be like a TD situation. I think he's just setting up the camera and we're just going.
Oh, okay, good.
We're just. Yeah. I mean, that's how other, like, you know, public, whatever you want to call it, media companies. I don't want to say network because other places are network.
Yeah.
But
I think there might be a post game afterwards, so I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe, I mean, I don't know. We're going to be all wasted at Stick's house. Maybe Adam does a post game, a sober post game. It's also going to be late as hell, too. But I'm going to be up either way, celebrating. Because I talked myself into a win. The only thing that kind of like slowed me down was Chris's bitch ass. I love you, dude. I'm sorry.
Hey, I just put it in motion. It's happening. You're welcome.
Just shut
You're welcome.
Just shut the fuck up.
You're welcome, Eazy.
Shut the fuck up. Please.
You're welcome, Eazy. I can't wait till Monday.
I am going to punch you. I'm being so serious. I love, like, stop.
No.
I'm going to call Owen in here to beat the shit out of you. Make you piss your pants again.
I already circled the block. No outs in the building.
I'm calling him. He's making the drive, too. He's a Lions fan, too. All right, speaking of the game, Packers versus yesterday we did the Lions receivers versus the Packers DBs.
Yes, we did.
Lions running backs versus Packers linebackers.
Yes, we did.
Let's flip the switch.
Okay.
All right, Packers receivers versus Lions DBs.
Okay.
Don't be fat.
Don't be fat. Yoo-hoo, baby. All right, the first one we're going to talk about, obviously, is the Packers wide receivers versus the Lions DBs. And so far this year, it started with Allen Lazard. Obviously, Christian Watson has come on late for the Packers, but Allen Lazard has been the guy there that has kind of been the main go-to for Aaron Rodgers. He does have 56 catches for 747 yards, 5 touchdowns. Watson has come on hot lately. He's got over 500 yards and 7 touchdowns in his rookie year. And then you got Romeo Doubs, his fellow rookie, who kind of fell off. He's been injured a little bit, but he still has 42 catches for over 400 yards and 3 touchdowns. And then we all know the Lions secondary, but some of the numbers might surprise you because obviously Jeff Okudah, he is one of the top cornerbacks for the Lions, if not the top cornerback for the Lions. He's got 7 pass defended this year, only allowing 59.7% completion percentage, and has only allowed 1 touchdown on the season. And then you look across from him, albeit in 7 games, but Jerry Jacobs has gone out there, and in 7 games, he's had 8 pass breakups. In 7 games, he's only allowing a 52.8% completion percentage and has yet to allow a touchdown against him this season, so that's pretty impressive. And then, of course, you look at Kirby Joseph, and he has been a turnover factory in that back end of the Lions defense. He's got 3 interceptions. He's got 2 forced fumbles. He's got the fumble recovery, and he's been out there making plays, 77 tackles on the season. But is, 65% completion percentage allowed and 6 touchdowns allowed on the season, which is not great.
Kirby?
Not great, Bob. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you look at Deshaun Elliott. You got Deshaun Elliott at the end. He's finally coming back. He's the thumper. He's going to be a guy you put on bigger receivers, maybe on a tight end, obviously going to help in the run game a lot. And the things that he's done the most, he does have 3 pass breakups, but he's got 91 tackles on the season already. So that's pretty impressive to me. So I'd like to say I'm giving it to the Lions and the Lions defensive backfield over the Packers receivers because albeit Aaron Rodgers helps out the Packers receivers a lot. Like, you got to factor that in there. Mm-hmm. But if it's just straight, meat on meat, like D-Mac says, let the meat slap meat. If you're looking at
be on his train.
Yeah, you let Jeff Okudah up on Christian Watson or Allen Lazard, and you put Jerry Jacobs on the other, whoever it is out there. I got a good feeling about the Lions DBs against the Packers wide receivers.
I'm surprised. I guess I don't feel the same way. If there's any for certain weakness we pick out on this team, I'd say it would be the secondary. At a certain point in the season, or I guess before the season started, I a lot of people are concerned about the linebacker position, but you know how I feel about that. Like, just theoretically, or how do you say philosophy? Like Philosophically, thank you. That I feel like the linebacker position.
Philosophically.
Yeah, it's almost choked. I almost threw that out there. I was like, what am I looking for here? Philosophically, I just feel like the linebacker position is kind of like fading out a little bit at the NFL, and that's one of the reasons why we only have 2 linebackers out there. We play defense. Maybe it's one of the reasons our defense isn't the greatest sometimes, but who knows? But
dude, Vikings were going at you. I'm sorry.
At me?
Yeah,
that's fine. The secondary's been concerning at times this year, and Jeff Kuda's coming off of 3 of his worst games, might add. I mean, you got the Jets. That was not a good outing for him. You have Carolina where he got benched, and then I don't know if this is like more so an injury thing. I don't really feel like performance was a big part of it, but the Chicago game too. Those are games where he hasn't looked his best. But Jerry Jacobs looked like a dog. And Aaron Rodgers used to throw in the cold. And Watson, I think
he plays in Lambeau. Yeah, you can throw in the cold.
And you know how I felt about Christian Watson since like back to draft times. 6'4", 4.3 speed.
He's fast.
Dude's fast.
Okay,
but
fast people
I'm hearing he's questionable, but I don't know with what. The only injury report I found is in Spanish. I can't read it.
Who said that?
I kind of want to. I'm gonna save it actually and send it. No one said that. I literally looked up the Packers injury report.
Oh, and it's in Spanish.
Yeah, like there's names. I'll send it to Chris. Yeah, I'm seeing like David Bakhtiari. People are telling me.
I can zoom in on that easy.
He's limit. You want to see if it? Yeah. Will the camera pick it up or
no? Probably
we're
not.
drowned out in the light. Let's see. Why not? Chris is
well,
already
first of
doing
all, you have to hit
anyway.
that button. Yeah.
I'll just
zoom in
just
on
get
Eazy.
closer to Easy's face in the meantime. No, nah, it's not that. It's not gonna be
Hold
clear.
on, give it time to focus. Because I'm moving it around.
No,
that's
terrible.
It's in Spanish. So if you guys want to know what's wrong with Christian Watson, it's a quadrille, so it probably is quad.
Nice.
I'm a genius.
Or that could just be, there's shit going down in Mexico right now. Maybe they're putting out fake injury reports
down in Mexico right now.
We saw those videos, but I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, that was wild.
Our boy Lucas in the back was like, "Bro, you see what's going down in Mexico right now?" I was like, "No."
Almost for the hell of it, and to torture Chris for, I'm not going to speak it into existence,
for helping you,
for doing what he did. I want to make him for the last segment try to read these injuries in Spanish.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
I'm down.
That'd be pretty funny. Don't send it to him until the last segment, though.
What foreign languages classes did you take? Or tell us when we get back. We'll tease it.
Okay. It might correlate.
Correlation.
But the Lions
Chiefs
are going to need their defense to step up.
Yes.
Regardless of that, against the Packers. And if you need your defense to step up, all you got to do is go to Guardian Alarm because it's New Year. So let Guardian Alarm offer you customized solutions for real experts. Their professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. 24/7 professional monitoring. Call them any day or night and know the Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. Technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. Call them today at 1-800
Stay out.
That's a 1-800 Call them today and tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Custom Health Centers.
Don't be fat.
Don't be fat. Has helped our very own Ryan Armani lose upwards of 20 pounds. Look at that. Look at the difference. It is staggering how much better you'll feel after losing just 20 pounds. But in all seriousness, Ryan Armani enlisted the help of Custom Health Centers and lost upwards of 20 pounds, and you can do the same. All you have to do is call them at 844-789-8446. That's 844-789-8446. Call Custom Health Centers today and let them help you get into your best shape.
What up, though? Welcome back to World Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com.
Don't be fat.
I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin More Racks.
Yoo-hoo, baby.
We've got Accountant Chris. I'm about to start calling you by your... Yeah, next time you do that, you're going back to your old nickname.
Ooh.
Not happening. I don't know what you're so salty for. I'm literally...
You just been in the hot dog soup more than anybody.
You're just way too superstitious. You need to be a little stitious.
Listen,
you need to be a little stitious.
I am. Sure.
Very
superstitious. You guys know how I feel. Chris, I contacted you for this job for a reason. You know?
Yeah.
And the way you've been rocking this season, the way you spoke, I was like, dude, just jinx my favorite team.
Or did I help you?
The ADD Quartet, ladies and gentlemen. Quartet. There was a funny ass comment I wanted to read before we carried on with the show, and it was from I asked what Chris's foreign language class was in high school.
You did.
Because if you guys are just joining, he's going to read the Packers injury report, but in Spanish.
Got it up here.
And King Horse hit him with the English. That's his foreign language.
His foreign language is English?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
What was the foreign language class for you in high school?
It was actually Spanish.
I took Chinese.
I took Spanish for...
You had Chinese?
Yeah.
Wow. I feel you're younger than me. That was... Back in my day, we didn't have that.
Yeah, we had Chinese. Miss Lee was our teacher. Miss Lee, she was this little Chinese woman.
Oh, man. How stereotypical.
We had some bad kids in the class, all right? There's like some bad kids in the class. And there was a couple, me and this kid, Jason, we'd basically just sit in the class and do whatever. We weren't like mean bad. We just like not do anything. We'd just sit back there and talk shit to each other. Not like causing a ruckus or anything, just not doing any of the work. And this other kid, Drew, used to cause a ruckus. But this kid, Josh Golfin, he's a kid. He won the slam dunk contest the senior year at our school. Like he's like 6'5", black dude, like big, tall.
Yeah.
But he's a super nice guy, super funny guy. But he would talk to Miss Lee in like a stereotypical Chinese accent.
No. Can you give us an example?
Like, he'd be like, "Oh, Miss Reed," like I swear to God, dude, I felt so bad for this woman.
That is pretty mean. Did she have the accent?
Well, I mean, she was Chinese. She was a native Chinese speaker.
Maybe she understood him better.
I figured like because he never broke character talking to her. Like,
so she thinks
I either thought that was like she just thought that's how he talked, or she was just like too nervous to say anything. Because if I was her, I would have slapped the shit out of him.
She had to get a step stool. You said she's little. This guy's 6'5".
Yeah, she was, but she was super nice. She was a great teacher. I almost went to China.
Maybe she thought that was her cousin.
But she might have. But no, he literally talked like he never talked to her in another tone of voice or inflection the entire time that we had that class. And I was in it. We were in that for 2 years. Like,
did you text him, have him call into the show?
I felt so bad for her, man, because he'd walk up and be like, "I don't know what I'm doing, Miss Reed." I'd be like, "Oh, bro, come on." I mean, you can't. Right to her face.
He'd be like, "Suyu, stop doing that,
dude!" Literally. And I'd be like, "Josh, man, you can't be doing that." That's shit.
Terrible.
Yeah. Let's get away from that. Well, actually, because I know in those classes you have to like you have to have like a name in that language or whatever. Like, what was yours?
Dai Ping Mung.
You look like a Dai Ping Mung.
Dai Ping Mung was my name in Chinese class.
What's it mean?
I don't know. I don't remember much from Chinese in high school. I took it for 2 years. It was cool, man. It's really complicated though, because like the different syllables or the different syllables can mean like 5 different things depending on where they are in the sentence or what's in front of them and what's behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's really complicated, but it was fun.
Chris, what was your name?
It was just Chris. It was Spanish class. Like there was no extra, nothing to it.
Yeah.
At least my teacher. My teacher was weird though. My high school teacher for Spanish, she was the worst. She literally didn't wear shoes. and she had nasty, crusty feet and walked around, and everybody made fun of her.
Doughboy Steve said his brother married a Latina, and she's the best. Mm-hmm. Dude, my Spanish teacher in middle school was so hot. So hot. Senora Gelly. She was, dude, I'm telling you, fine. And
that Veronica Vaughn
is one hot piece of ace.
Not my Spanish teacher experience.
Yeah, my Spanish teacher was bad.
Chris said the same thing. His was Senor Rodriguez. I'm just kidding. Rodriguez.
No,
Senora Gelly, man, she was a smoke show for sure.
Something did happen though. I do want to talk about this before we do get to the Chris reading in Spanish, and it's the Detroit Pistons whooping the shite. He didn't whoop the shit out of them. It was just a game we had to talk about. Yeah, I mean, this guy Saddiq Bey, I don't know what to make of his season. I don't know that he really bounced back from like the struggles he was having, but last night, I mean, that was pretty sweet to see.
He looked pretty good. He hit the game winner, obviously, in confidence. Gave up the game-tying shot against Klay Thompson, and then went down there and called his own card, literally. Like, he said that he messed up the play. He was supposed to set the staggered screen to Bojan to get Bojan open for a shot. But he said, nah, fuck that. I'm taking this shit. Klay just hit one on me to tie it. I'm taking it. He hit it. Catch that boy. And he got hyped, too. I love it. I love, obviously, yeah.
Could you imagine a moment like that? Yeah, like you would have been the one that fucked everything up.
I love that.
You're already rumored to be traded and stuff.
I love seeing that fire on a guy. Because I like Saddiq a lot.
I do, too.
I like Saddiq a lot.
That's why I've been so, I've been honestly hurt as a fan.
And it's good to see him get that moment. It's good to see Jalen Duren played in the best game of his career. Obviously, dude had, 18-11, didn't miss a shot. Was 8 for 8.
Yeah.
Had a nasty dunk.
I saw it.
Nasty.
He literally did the Jordan.
Had it at the rim.
Yeah. He did the Jordan.
Yeah.
He literally did the Jordan logo.
Yeah, it was pretty dirty. I love seeing what the Pistons have come around to do and what the Pistons are going forward to do.
Yeah, my other favorite part too, and because I only watched like a little bit of the first quarter, then a little bit of the fourth, because our group chat was, I can't watch. I don't have the, what's it called, the Bally Sports. I don't have cable. I use YouTube TV. That's not a part of YouTube TV, so I'm signed to 11, aka Polio J. I'm signed in his Bally Sports account, and that's what I watched on. And the group chat was lighting up, so I was like, I can't. There's no way I can just watch this right now.
Yeah,
obviously, you know. But what I was gonna say though. My guy is Beef Stew. Mm-hmm. Bullied Draymond. And Draymond wanted no part of that. And we had the video. We can't play it. I'll make sure to retweet it. We got to figure that out because we played the Killian video and it went just fine as planned. But, yeah, so, Draymond, do what you do. They're glue guys, and they do those glue guy type of things, grabbing on a jersey. And then I don't know if you guys saw the alternate angle of it. Beef Stew with one hand just grabbed Draymond and just literally pulled him back. Like, it was really Beef Stew starting it. But when it came face-to-face, it's Draymond, dude. He's knocked out his own teammate.
Yeah.
Draymond wanted no smoke. He wanted none of that.
No smoke.
It was just a mutual, just two beasts breathing in each other's face.
I would not want to fight Isaiah Stewart, man.
Hell no.
I would not want to fight Isaiah Stewart.
Hell no. I really, you know what? I'll find a picture for when we do come back from break to have Chris put up because it was sweet.
It was pretty dope. Detroit Dabber in 313 in the Woodward Sports chat says, all I remember from Chinese is hello, I love you, goodbye, and how to count to 10. I can also say mouse. 2 years well spent.
I can also say mouse.
I remember hello. And I remember the songs. The song is like ni hao, ni jian tian hao ma. And then I remember wo bu zhi dao means, it either means I understand or I don't understand. And me and my friend, because we were supposed to go to China for a field trip. We raised a bunch of money, but it ended up not working out.
Why?
I don't remember something with
those drug charges.
They stole it.
Yeah,
they just stole the money.
I'm an international flight risk. No, but we ended up not going.
What was your name?
Dai Ping Meng.
We can't let Dai Ping Meng on the plane, all right?
Yeah, no. Me and my friend said wo bu zhi dao was the only thing we remembered, and so we were gonna go up and have a conversation with someone, and because I think it means I understand. And just be like, well, bu zhi dao when they're talking to us, and so they imagine talking to somebody and telling them to do something, and they're like, I understand, and then just don't do anything. And they're probably like, what the hell are you doing? But yeah, I don't remember much from Chinese or Spanish.
I took French.
I took Italian at MCC.
That's dope.
Yeah,
I took Italian.
Don't remember anything from that.
I don't remember any of my foreign classes either, but I do remember Big Boy has a damn good sandwich called Slim Jim.
They do.
And some other deals going on.
They got some more deals because wintertime in Detroit is always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. Try the classic meatloaf or Cajun chicken Alfredo. What about breakfast? The stuffed potato pancakes are back. The Lumberjack, Santa Fe Garden, or Blockbuster. You throw some hot sauce, some ketchup on those boys, that's fire. Stop by your local Big Boy today and satisfy those taste buds.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
What's a winter wonderland if you can't shop, eat, and play? Lucky for you, you can do it all at the Downtown Detroit Markets, Cadillac Lodge, and the new winter version of the Monroe Street Midway, all located just across the street from Campus Martius Park. Find the fun at deckedoutdetroit.com.
Have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the deep. Spotless, sanitized rooms with trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club. They got all the best deals where they beat all competitors by $5. $5, y'all. While you're there, do yourself a favor. Don't forget to pick up that Australian Gold, that designer skin, that Caltan, that Swedish Beauty Lotions. All great options for you. ChiliPeppersTanning.com. The hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans. Your vitamin D headquarters, 27 locations, and more on the way.
Chili Peppers Tan.
Butt crack full of sand.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin More Racks. We got young Chris in the TV booth, Counting Chris. Give him all the nicknames that he doesn't like. Except for the one. Now, JB's moving ones and twos. And as promised, we're going to have Chris recite the Green Bay Packers injury report for this week in Spanish, because that's all he could read this one in.
Okay. Well, I was getting up that Draymond graphic.
Oh, go ahead. No, finish that then. I'll BS a little bit.
Yeah.
Because
freestyle.
Yeah, freestyle.
Yo, Chris, making that graphic. I'm gonna go and get your ass kicked because you went and jinxed my Lions. I don't like that shit and this not flying. I'm about to dial up the number right now. They got to run up and punch you like pow. Now you're down, lying on the ground. Hope you're dead and don't make a sound. Speaking of fights.
That was pretty hard.
Thank you. Actually,
look at that.
Passionate kiss.
That was actually very romantic.
Less intimidating
Chris,
and more.
what are you? I know,
Chris,
you
bro,
know,
that's not the picture I sent you. What is wrong with you, bro? Chris, that's not the picture I sent you. What is wrong with you? You little freak. Bruh. Sicko, dude.
Easy sent me it.
Honestly, that is like UFC when they do like the stare downs. And like, I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna beat your ass. No, I'm gonna beat your ass. And like right up in each other's faces. Like, yeah.
Key and Peele had some misses, but their boxing one with Mike Tyson was great.
That was a good one.
That was a good one.
Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see this.
All right.
This is for I King Horse.
Yeah, this is 100% for I King Horse. So let me pull this up right here. We got the injury report so far.
Can you put it in a graphic to where you're both on the screen at the same time?
Where you want me on the screen as well?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a second to do that.
All right.
Give me a second.
So
I can throw this. I can throw this.
Oh
up
yeah.
Meantime. I can just throw the graphic and talk over.
Or
it
you know what?
want.
You know that one's like the small box and you got the graphic and the thing.
Yeah.
You want to do that? BS.
Yeah, I could do that. Let me
That's
send
cool.
it back to you guys.
Yo, I accidentally killed that freestyle.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
you
lie.
were pretty good.
That was pretty sweet.
I'm not gonna lie.
JB, come on now. Like 1 out of 10. What are you grading that one?
No, Mike.
It's an 8. It's 8. It's solid. I like it.
I'll take an 8.
That's solid. Yeah.
I'll take anything over 18. I don't want anyone to cut. I don't want. I was like,
hey yo.
Dude, I mean, people will clip anything at me. I don't know. You know how it is. By the way, anyone who does watch this show, outside of like some of the more cancelable stuff,
we had a couple segments today.
Yeah, we did. Honestly, every day.
Yeah.
Ni hao.
We pushed the boundary. Ni hao. Ni jian tian hao ma.
They happen.
But I was gonna say.
Wo jian tian hen hao.
Clip.
I understand everything you said.
Thank you.
Is that what you said?
No.
You actually say that convincingly.
Thank you. I mean,
you know how like they always build up like these.
I was in Chinese too, Easy.
No, I know, but the foreign language characters in movies, like the older ones, they always build them up as like wiser and stuff like that. Like, do you think in other places Americans are looked at that way?
No, everybody thinks
stupid.
Americans are fat and stupid.
Never think like the.
And if they watch our show, they're like, "That's exactly what I was talking about."
Yeah, that's America. Yeah, perfect. That's fair. Chris, you got it?
Yeah, I'm just trying to make it fit clean. It's not fitting clean.
Hey.
So
that's fine.
I'm just trying to make
it
fit.
I'm gonna make it.
Yeah, it doesn't really fit good.
All right, so just put the main one up there.
Just put it up there.
Yeah, just put the main one up.
Put it up there.
Here is young Chris embarrassing his Spanish teacher, Senor Rodriguez.
Yeah. All right, let's see it.
Senor Tharp. All right, so injury report, 2 for 2. So we got Joador, which means injured. David Bacarati.
Yeah, you gotta tell us what you think these mean.
That's not the Spanish part. That's just his name. It's Bakhtiari.
I'm killing it so far. Juelo.
David Baklavari.
Juelo. Abdomen, I believe. Limitado.
So
Limitado,
his
I know
abdomen.
I'm saying that right. Yeah.
He's limited.
So
his abdomen.
His abdomen, and probably I'm guessing what's below that.
I do have the English version, by the way.
No, it's all right. We got this one. Don't worry. I can read this. I can read this. Elgotten Jenkins. Elgotten, sorry. It's also small. Let me just read it off this screen. It's bigger for me.
Elgotten.
So he's got
Elgotten Jenkins.
He's also got a little bit of that Juelo. He's
Must
also
be
got a little
a
bit
toe
of
or
that
something.
Juelo. Yeah, maybe. And he's limitado.
It's a shoe.
Barnes, Mao. And he's completo, which means he's probably good to go. I'm guessing Rudy Ford, Pulso / Juelo. Damn, Juelo is going around on this team. I don't know.
Juelo's slang like crack in the 80s. in the Packers locker room.
Then you got Aaron Jones, Juelo, of course. Aaron Jones has been dealing with Juelo all year. That's no surprise. Then you got Aaron Rodgers, Pulgar, and Juelo. Probably got the Juelo from Aaron Jones. But he's completo, so he'll probably play. Nixon, Varela. We'll go Varela. Limitado. Christian Watson, Quadrille. That's for sure, right? Limitado probably will play. if I'm just reading this correctly.
Limitado's a funny shit.
I don't even know how to say this dude's name.
That's not a real name, is it?
That can't be a real name.
Yash Nijman.
Ombro. I mean, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Thoughts to him. And Jose DeGuara, Penturila.
That was pretty good.
That Naho Trino. Oh, that does not sound good. That does not sound good.
I think that means not practice or something.
Probably. And Mercedes Lewis. Oh, he's got the Fulga. Yeah, we know about that. The Fulga, that's tough. That's tough. That's going to be tough to play through, so we'll see about that one. But, yeah, that's your breakdown.
I hope we have Spanish-speaking friends or Spanish-speaking fans that watch that.
We actually do.
We do,
yeah. The best part about that was you struggling with the names.
Yeah.
Not even the
David Baklavari.
Baklava.
Yeah.
JB.
Yeah.
To torture Chris again, I have mouthed this, but can you read to us in English what's going on the injury report?
So, Pueblo, or however Chris said it, is actually knee. So,
okay.
All those players have knee injuries.
He said, that's going around the locker room.
Yeah.
He probably got it from Aaron Jones.
That from Aaron Jones.
Yeah, so they are questionable, but still they got in limited practice on Thursday for the majority of them.
He's got the Fulga.
He's got the Fulga. Yo, we definitely need drops for this one, JB.
Yeah, I got you for sure. Well, that'll do it for us today. We appreciate you all tapping into the Woodward Heavyweights live on Woodward Sports from 5 to 7
If you guys
p.m.
ever came late or you missed the show or you're like Ryan, you're driving your car, we're also on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. There's a Woodward Sports. Yeah. I'm not gonna get canceled. There's also a Woodward Sports. Yeah, Cousin Cast. There's also a Woodward Sports app that you guys can download and listen to it. It's live, but completely audio. So
Woodward Sports app, woodwardsports.com, or YouTube.
And all the shows are on
anywhere you
too,
find podcasts, you'll find the Woodward Heavyweight. So make sure you tap in. For the man on my left, the one, the only, Speak Easy, Chris, the bilingual god in the TD booth, JB Smooth on the ones and twos. I am Spencer Exter. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.